Hello. It is, let's see, Thursday morning. It's probably like 1:28 a.m., something like that. And I wanted to go ahead and add a few people on. I wanted to talk to you guys about a super important issue. God has allowed us to have some more victory drop. It's funny because me and a few of the super powerful people in the law movement in the fight against CPS, we did talk about this yesterday. It seems like the United States government has not been the same since September 9th, I believe it was, last year. We went down to DC, put a ton of people on notice, thanks to the work of Robert Slavin and Francesca Amato. We did actually put every single congressman in the freaking building, both buildings, on freaking notice. Now, that is something that I don't believe has ever been done before, where somebody shows the real law to put these people on notice that they cannot take kids. Word spread. We also sent out thousands of affidavits to Health and Human Services, in which they came out shortly after and showed how they know that CPS and their partners are trafficking. Now, not only did that happen, we also sent out information to Health and Human Services with the actual law by affidavit. Like I said, thousands of them. We also gave that same document to CPS heads and workers around the country. We saw at least 6 or 7 CPS heads quit. So we've seen that there was a lot of activity that happened. Another thing that happened is, like I said, we served notice of affidavit that all the parents used to show that we know that they were breaking the law. Why is this important? You'll notice that, let me pray real quick. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Please bless us in this video. Let the people see the truth and stand and be strong and courageous. Father, you have blown the doors back. We are so thankful. You are amazing. You are wonderful. And we just thank you for delivering the children back to the families, Father, because we know you got it. And we love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to break down and show you what else happened. So there is a guy named Phil Hudak. And Phil Hudak also did a process that was an administrative type of process. And then after that, he went through arbitration to put people on notice. Now, Francesca Amato and another gentleman. Yeah, please don't hit the like button or hearts, guys, or anything like that, because you'll slow down my video, and I don't have the best internet where I am. But so it gets deeper. Francesca Amato and Robert Slavin helped to bring a whole bunch of people to join the Hudak system, which is another way that has been used to fight, which, I say, use what works to fight, right? Everybody share this, because this is about to get out of control. I'm about to show y'all something that y'all ain't never ever freaking imagine can happen. I'm getting ready to let you see the victory that God has given you for your families. I'm getting ready to let you see that while people are tripping out like, oh, President Trump, I think he's going against us. He said strengthening CPS. Guys, don't you understand that every time Trump has said he's going to strengthen something in the nation, that he deals with waste and wrong, and he starts removing stuff that is not good, right? So when he talks about building the nation, he drains the swamp. If he talks about building CPS, he's talking about building the results and getting rid of wasteful spending and thievery and swamp creatures, okay? Now, some people might not believe me, but I'm going to prove it. But before that, I want to continue to say, so Robert Slavin, Hudak, Francesca Amato, they went after the United States government, showing that there's been some fraud. And when I say went after them, I don't mean attacking them. I just mean they gave them notice, right? Now, on top of that, we have Chris Hallett, who lit fire along with Kirk Pendergrass, E-Clause, right? They went after this fraud with CPS2, sent in lawful notice, did it the right way, And so Khaled and them were going after them with tons of followers. Freaking John Gentry was going after them with tons of followers. Oh, it's on, Derek. Freaking, I went with Robert Slavin and Francesca, and I put them on notice in front of all y'all. The trolls were like, oh, they're not having a real meeting. I'm like, dude, you think I'm going to bring my chocolate butt inside of the Capitol and freaking be in a building and doing a hearing that we set up? Francesca actually set up so we can brief them. You think I'm gonna bring my chocolate butt in there when people getting shot all over America that look like me, and I'm just gonna walk somewhere I'm not supposed to be? No, Francesca and them set it up. So after Francesca and them set it up and we were able to get it on video, Francesca continued. Please don't hit like, y'all. Don't hit like and don't hit heart. Write it out, the word. If you want to say you like it or whatever, write it out, because it's gonna kill my bandwidth. Now, Francesca set it up with Robert to put them on notice. Y'all saw me, in the McCain meeting. Donald Trump's lady who he appointed was there at the meeting in the front of the room when I lit them up and showed them the law that CPS was trafficking kids and removing kids without right. This is very important for you to understand, because in my affidavit, you're going to see where it says, under preservation of rights and stuff like that and family, under the ASFA law that everybody thought said that CPS could take kids, I proved that it was unnecessary removals and that they're not supposed to unnecessarily get into private family affairs. Now, that was in my affidavit. I also put in the affidavit that they have a trust indenture and that CPS and the government officials don't have the right to take your kids without a jury of your peers, which means that they are unlawful removals, right? I can't tell you what's in Hoodoc's doc because I don't know. I could tell you that Chris Hallett also showed that it's against our form of government. So these are things that I personally know are in the affidavits and the notice we gave them. I know for a fact that I'm connected to somebody who literally dealt with Trump and was at his location with his wife talking about trafficking and stuff like that worldwide. I'm telling you, I got people on my Facebook channel who was working with Trump's campaign who actually sent him copies of the videos. So he knows that CPS been stealing kids. Now here's what's crazy, and I'm gonna prove it to y'all that there's a lot of negative Nazis and people who don't know what the freak they're talking about in the movement who think that Trump is killing us. Trump is doing this. Let me help y'all see something. First of all of us who fought through these situations 2 years ago would try to tell people, hey, they're stealing our kids. We didn't do anything wrong. And they would look at us like we're crazy. The government officials, when we tried to say, hey, y'all didn't have a right to take my little ones, there was never a mention of the fact that they know that CPS would take kids unnecessarily or without right. There was never a situation where they said, let us go after CPS before they make a petition and start some bullcrap in your life. See, the thing is, I proved with the Sandra Day O'Connor case in my affidavit that nobody had the power to petition for your kids because it goes against due process of law and your liberty interests. I put that case and explained it that way in the affidavit. So I'm not speaking from what I don't know. I'm speaking to y'all from what I did, and any of y'all can see in my affidavit. I can't change it. Y'all got my affidavits. Please share this with everybody so I can't lie to you. Yep, police and doctors have contracts. And I talk about in the affidavit the for-profit programs where they're contracting together to make money. And I use trust law to blow it out the water and show how it's illegitimate. So without further ado, what I want to do is I want to show you guys that nobody, there's another part. If y'all notice around the country, mothers and fathers have been begging CPS, hey, can we have a copy of your guidance document, or can we have a copy of your docs that tell what the rights of people are? Because how in the world do we know how to deal with y'all and what to do Because what was happening is the private entities would hide the documents across the nation. They would hide the books. There's actually two books, and one of the books tells you the words to say to get your kid back like this, but they hide them and they don't produce them. So Trump is watching the videos of all the people teaching what they're doing to us. So Trump, in his executive order, I'm going to show y'all a little bit of it. He's going to put the hammer on CPS by forcing them to start telling us the truth. Watch this. And I just took some snapshots so y'all could get a bit of it. I'll do a more extensive video if the Lord lets me live later. Within 1 year of the date of this order, he ain't giving them a lot of time, publish, right? Publish. That means you got to put it out there, right? It got to be in print or somewhere where people can get access to it. Guidance regarding the rights of parents. Y'all know why a big part of the problem happens with CPS? Remember, I've been telling y'all that the CPS judges and attorneys and guardian ad litems and different people are not being given or taught, and the police, they're not being taught the rights of parents. So you got to come out with guidance teaching the rights of parents and publish it. Prospective parents and children with disabilities, including intellectual development and physical disabilities. Right? Now watch this. There was never anybody in the country, guys, who at a high level as a president ever spilled the beans that you need to to prevent unnecessary removal. Are y'all catching that? See, you go try to tell people, oh, they're taking our kids unlawfully, and people don't even realize that that could be something that could really happen. No president ever told that they were removing people's kids unnecessarily. So Trump is opening the door to let people see, hey, look, I know that they are removing people's kids unnecessarily. In other words, they're stealing their kids for money, right? I mean, can y'all see that? Look at this. Within 2 years of the date of this order, Secretary shall require, you see, I think my picture is too low. Hold on. Let me get off of this real quick. I'm going to come back. So Trump, right? He's showing that there's a such thing of people who are removing kids for no reason. Let's see what it says. Reasonable efforts to prevent removal. He's addressing that again. Filing a petition of termination of parental rights. Now, he's doing something real slick right here that I don't know if y'all gonna catch, but I just did a video on it the other day. The video I did was the difference between common law and statutory exemptions or timelines or a statutory scheme. He's really talking a lot about statutes and statutory timelines and statutory exemptions, which is really spilling the beans. I don't know if y'all gonna catch this, but anytime you have a statutory system or statutory timelines, it shows that they're not taking the kids based on common law and you doing something wrong. Super dirty, right? This deals with government officers, not the people, right? Let me see if I can find the other part. Completion of relevant required family search. Okay, so now he's talking about making sure that people actually do family searches. Why is he talking about people actually doing family searches? Because he knows that CPS is stealing the kids and selling them for money. And they sell them to other families to keep you from having them because they make more money when they adopt them out to somebody who's not family. Right? Let me see. Hold on one second. I don't want to show y'all too much at once. Okay. Now, this is where it's going to get deep. CPS has just been making petitions where they lie on people. They have no real evidence. They have no real truth. The same way they did to Trump in his impeachment. They just made up stuff. And he knows and realizes that they're stealing kids unnecessarily and they're just making up stuff. The only way you beat that is if you start destroying them. So what I do is I take affidavits and we send in, that's right, difference between person and people. I'll show you some, Derek, I've been working on that'll light y'all up today and connect it to this, what I'm getting ready to come out with if the Lord lets me live. So I'm going to show y'all something. So they've been able to lie on you and just make up stuff. And because you got some bogus garbage attorney, the bogus garbage attorney ain't even trying to protect you. They ain't trying to stand up. And CPS just gets to make a petition without you being able to say nothing and take your freaking kid off of some bull crap or nothing, right? So Trump is already telling, hey, I know that they're unnecessarily removing kids. So he's admitting something that no other government official that high has ever done. Then he's saying, hey, I want to deal with this fact that there's some unnecessary removals. And I also want to deal with forcing these people to know the parents' rights. Why is Trump forcing them to know the parents' rights? He's saying he wants to make sure CPS is educated to know parents' rights, and there's published material out there for the parents to know their rights, so that you cannot run them over and everybody act like they just don't know what's happening. This is why I put Cindy McCain on notice. This is why I put the head of CPS in Arizona on notice. This is why I get all the mothers and fathers to put the CPS heads on notice everywhere, right? We do this because they try to act like they don't know, right? So look at what Trump is doing, which is going to really destroy CPS and their fraud. Watch this. Within 6 months of the date of this order, the Secretary shall provide guidance to states regarding flexibility in the use of federal funds to support and encourage what? What are you trying to encourage to help others? High quality legal representation for parents and children. Oh, so you're trying to give better so you realize that you've been giving the parents and children some garbage attorneys that's just allowing everything to go wrong and them to take your kids without due process of law, right? Watch this. He emphasizes something, including pre-petition representation. Do y'all understand what that means? Before CPS can put in a petition on you to take your kid, somebody's already working to make sure they're doing stuff by the law. In their effort to prevent the removal of children from their families, safely reunify children and parents. Before you start trying to take people's kids and do whatever you want to do and move forward or whatever, you need to be able to give these kids back, because people are going to step in before you can even write a petition. See, CPS workers will create a petition, not swear to it, lie about the whole thing, make up stuff, and before you can even stand up in a courtroom, they done snatched your kid, handed them off to somebody else, kid broken in their heart, and they never even tried. They never even tried to make sure that CPS wasn't lying. Let me move my hand because somebody's trying to screenshot. So notice it says, and ensure that their voices are heard and their rights are protected. Trump is letting you know that he realizes that children's voices are not being heard and parents' rights are not being protected or their voices heard. How does he know that? Because everybody and their mama been sending notice to Trump and Barr. Notice that when we sent out our affidavits, Francesca Amato CC'd the Trump administration. She CC'd the Trump administration. When we sent out our affidavits, we CC Trump and Barr. So Trump and Barr knows that CPS has been stealing kids without right. Trump and Barr knows that we've been begging them to step in and take action because they're lying about what it is that they believe, or they're trying to act like they believe is true. So we got that out there as plain as day. Now, the thing is, the people will try to act like, oh, well, you know, the affidavits that David Jose and Fran and Robert and these people do are just sovereign citizen things and is nothing special. But what we see is that Donald Trump, our president, is now admitting that CPS is unlawfully removing people inside of a order that he says is there to strengthen CPS. Strengthen CPS. When he says strengthen CPS, he's saying he's trying to get them in better shape as a business because they're doing wrong, right? He even says at the beginning that the best foster care system is one that is taking no kids. So he realizes these people are jacking kids. When you look at Epic Times and you look at Lynn Johnson, who works with him, who he appointed, you'll see where Lynn Johnson came out in Epic Times and said they know that CPS and foster care is trafficking and they're looking for whistleblowers. Guys, these affidavits that we've been putting out, people said Trump will never do anything. Government officials will never do anything. They don't care about us. There's no way they're going to ever arrest anybody. There's no way that they're ever going to do anything to get rid of it. There's no way people are going to go to jail. We just saw CPS workers go to jail the other day, right? Right? So it's known what the freak they're doing because we're putting them on notice and giving evidence. This is why one of the famous attorneys in the CPS world didn't want us to use affidavits and was pissed. She sent Miko Hayes after us. She sent, I believe, Ashley Cooper as part of her team, a lady who acts like she's an agent. She sent other people after us like Cliff Jackson, who's in her group, who worked with the Clintons to make the law. This attorney worked with the Clintons to make ASFA and never told us that inside of ASFA was law that says that it is inappropriate for them to interfere in our private family affairs. So the dang attorney who helped Clinton make the law is leading people in the groups. The dang attorney who helped write ASFA, who can tell us what it really said, never told us. The dang attorney who knew what the 1935 Social Security Act said never told us that it said in there that you can't take kids against the parents' objections. All that stuff was in the same affidavit that I sent out. What's up, Vicky? The same affidavit that I sent out around the nation. Now, the problem is that these people all attacked. She got the other gentleman, Raymond Schwab, and you see Randy Scott Davis working with them. All these people coming together to say, don't use David Jose's affidavit. Now, after the people use the affidavit, you can see where it says Trump administration asked for comments on child sex trafficking in the foster care system, right? They started getting word of what was going on. The woman who came and talked to this in this article was one of the people that we sent thousands of affidavits to. So people will try to tell you, oh, don't do this or don't do that, right? Don't talk about it, right? They got a fake news journalist, just like Pelosi said they use, this guy, Michael Luis Mihakelis, who calls himself Miko Hayes. He lost his whole newspaper, his whole Daily Hayes, after coming after us and trying to destroy us. These people came together to work together to keep the trafficking system going. They even had a woman who worked with them who got arrested for trafficking, who was saying, don't trust David Jose, don't trust Fran, don't trust Robert, don't trust Chris Hallett, don't trust Kirk, don't trust this person, don't trust that person. This lady literally named off everybody fighting in the movement, saying everybody who was going hard and big, she's like, don't trust them, they're bad guys, they're frauds. So what you have to understand, guys, is that Trump is admitting that he knows that they're unlawfully taking kids, and there is nobody, I'm going to show y'all this lady. There is nobody who can say that he didn't step up for the people, right? Watch this. Watch this. So here's a lady who's in the movement, guys, in the groups. I think she's in Connie's group, Connie Reguli. She's in other groups going around telling parents, don't trust David Jose, don't trust Fran. This is the lady right here, Heidi M. Hall. She goes by the name HMH Hall. She changes it sometimes. What did this lady get arrested for? Involving sex service minor under 17, promoting juvenile prostitution of a minor, contributing to delinquency of a minor. They had this little girl in a freaking place where they were trying to take pictures of her, preparing her for a John. This is the quality of the people that you get working to try to stop us from teaching you guys the truth. I told you guys years ago, I started 2 years ago, And I started telling y'all how Trump was starting to go after these people. Trump started arresting so many pedophiles that the foster care system started changing. If you pay attention, when Trump started arresting the first 1,700 pedophiles, then he started moving forward and arresting more and more and more people around the nation, a lot of foster parents got caught up in it. And what ended up happening is foster care started to slow down. You'll see in Trump's executive order, he tells that for the last 3 years, the number of kids in foster care and being adopted out, in foster care and being taken has went down. He realizes that there's a problem with these people getting your kids. He's standing up for the parents saying, if you have this situation where they're trying to take your kids, I want to give you high quality attorneys to get these people before they can even write a petition. He understands, look guys, based on the affidavit I gave, it tells that you don't even have the right to petition for somebody's kid. You don't have the right to petition for somebody's kids. So he's been watching the videos. He knows about Chris Hallett. He knows about Timothy Charles Homseth, who also stood up. Timothy Charles Homseth put out information about my work, which Trump is watching everything that guy does. He put out work about what Chris Hallett is doing. So Trump is seeing the work of Chris Hallett. Congress has seen the work of Chris Hallett. Congress has seen the affidavits that we did. Congress has seen all the work of Francesca Amato and Robert Slavin. Congress has seen the work of Terry LaPointe. Congress has seen the work of Dr. Rivera. Congress has seen all of these different things. So what's happening, guys, is that there has been a battle and a fight to keep you guys from knowing the truth. And now even in the movement, there's people who say, oh, Trump, he made some order and it can't be good because, there's no way that Trump could be doing something for the people. And I think he's trying. They just read the label, right? They read the front of the dang article and they say, Trump is against us. He has to be against us because he made something that says strengthening CPS. So therefore, he must be trying to destroy the parents. Dude, open the thing up and freaking read, right? We've been doing videos and doing articles and different things showing you guys that Trump is hearing us, telling you guys arrests that were coming, right? Telling y'all beforehand, and people want to laugh like it's a dang joke. Now I'm going to tell y'all one more thing if y'all want to hear it. Right now, we're in a position where Robert Slavin and Francesca Amato yesterday were saying, oh yeah, the nation just seemed like it ain't been the same since we've been all putting them on notice. Right? What's happening, y'all? It ain't been the same since we all put them on notice because they know that we're letting everybody see that they're trafficking. They don't want to be, some of them who doing wrong, don't want to be in the freaking Congress sitting there where we can give them more notice and they have to deal with the stuff we're putting out there. Hudak is trying to get them to write law to benefit all the people who have been exposed to this trafficking thing. I don't know. I hear that we're running out of change. It seems like there's a reset happening to the money because you'll see where CPS agencies around the nation are being shut down and they're not shut down. They're losing money and saying they can't take as many kids. The trafficking system is one of the biggest businesses that they were running through CPS and child support enforcement and foster care. So they know what the freak is up. They don't want no more notice. Cindy McCain, I showed you how we spoke in front of Cindy McCain and she was sitting there looking at me. These people are so slick. I came late. I put my speech on the bottom so when they turn it over, it'll be first. They freaking didn't do it the way they normally did it. Put it so mine would be almost last. And when she got to 2 or 3 people ahead of me, she started getting up and getting ready and was out. Now they knew from the last time that when I came there, I put them on notice. After I put them on notice, it was 29 days. After 29 days, the head of CPS announced that he was going to resign. Right? A couple of days later, the Fed came out and said CPS was trafficking with a report that said 88% of the kids they found in trafficking came from CPS, right? So big fire stuff happened right after. Go out and come back in, Toriano, see if that works. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is that the work that we're doing is blowing their freaking back out. And they don't want to be present if they're the bad guys when we come freaking dropping that freaking fire as the people. We were overwhelming them with affidavits and notices of liability and remonstrances, right? Chris Hallett and them and Phil Hudak and them went down there. So they know darn well that the people are onto their bull and coming, right? Trump is admitting, y'all, that what we said was true. I wish I had a copy of my affidavit right out available where I could show it to y'all so I could show y'all what the freak is in it. And you can clearly see that these clowns who try to say, oh, they're not fighting, they're not knocking stuff out. You could clearly see that we're proving that CPS was trafficking. We are proving by affidavit. Let me see. That's not that. That's an injunction. We are proven by affidavits. Everything that you see in Trump's executive order is what's in the freaking affidavit, right? It's there, you know. And for those of you who don't believe it, you can get a copy of my affidavit from Fran or Robert Slavin, and y'all can see exactly what's there. You can look at the video. See, the trolls were mad, telling y'all, this can't be real. This is fake. You'll see me put them on notice, on blast, on a live video. It's all over YouTube, where we put Congress on notice. So the thing is that don't ever believe that your work ain't doing nothing. God gave us a big victory today because Trump came out and is telling that he knows that CPS is unlawfully taking your kids. He knows that they're defrauding you by hiding the voice of the parents and the children. He knows that they're giving you garbage attorneys that's just giving the cases over to the other side to take your kids. He knows it's a completely statutory system that's not based on the common law, so it means they're stealing your kids and you can all get them back. He knows it. The people around the nation and the attorneys, the bar members, they freaking know their time is up. And if you want to stand up and put in affidavits and put in evidence, see, why don't they want you to use affidavits? Affidavits actually show the law. It gives notice where they can't run from it. And they understand that if there's an affidavit there, that's necessary for criminal prosecution. So everybody who's been involved in these court cases stealing your kids, they'll go to prison. All right? So David Jose, live, dropping that fire. Trump just blew their back out. They struggling. They on the ropes. They ain't doing good, y'all. Fire's so hot, y'all. They got me up at 2 o'clock in the morning doing freaking videos. All right? That's some hot fire. So anyway, if you like this video, if you love it, please now give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. Did I not just show y'all Trump laid some wood to him? Now, you should read the rest of the executive order because there's some good fire in there. If you don't understand the law completely, you might miss some of the stuff. Yeah, they're in trouble, Derek. But we need to all finish affidavits and get our process out. I do want to tell y'all, I got to teach a lesson today at a church. Got to talk to one of my favorite sisters in the world at the church. Then after that, guys, I want to tell y'all, I got my orders from the federal tribunal today to get my kids back. Bam, right? I got the order to get the kids back today. So I'm going to be finishing up my process to go get my kids, right? So everybody was hating, oh, he's not going to ever see his kids again. Oh, the president, God is so good. On the day that I taught a Bible lesson, God allowed the president to come out with an executive order to smash CPS and put the order in my hands on the day that I taught the lesson at the church. Okay? So I got the orders to get my kids back from a federal authorized tribunal today. See, some of the haters tried to say, well, David had he worked with Hudak or Fran or something and had something they were doing. I didn't do that process, didn't work with them, don't come with that bull. I just got the orders today. So I told you I was waiting for my physical orders in hand. I just got them today. The day that I got them is the same day that Trump came out with his executive order. God is so funny. And the same day that God came out with his executive order is the day that I taught the lesson at Bible study talking about how powerful God is and how he stands with us. Psalm 27. Y'all want me to read that to y'all? See, my enemies have been talking all this time about it ain't going to work for David. He ain't going to get his kids back. Uh, he lost. Oh, his affidavits didn't work. My affidavits is what was given to the tribunal when they said, "Oh shucks, dude, your affidavit shows that they are breaking the law." Oh shucks, dude, you really nailed them hard. Hey guys, how y'all gonna answer to that? Oh, you can't. Yeah, they couldn't answer to the affidavit. I'm gonna show y'all how powerful God is. This is the lesson we went through today before God gave me the order to get my kids back, and before Trump put it out there that they've been stealing kids without right? The Lord is my light and my salvation. This is what I taught tonight to the people. Whom shall I fear? The Lord, see, the Lord guides me with his light. He knows where I'm going. He knows where I've been, and he knows where I'm at now. He's also my salvation in the world. When I'm going through heavy and hard stuff, he's the one who delivers. It's been him this whole time. I'm thankful I went through this struggle because God has now allowed me to win. And on top of that, he allowed me to gain all this knowledge to be able to teach everybody else so everybody else could win. I'm a nothing by myself. But just like I told y'all 2 years ago in the beginning of my time going hard fighting, I said, listen, I'm not kissing these people's butt. I'm going to go hard. We going to knock this thing down. I'm going to find out what they're doing wrong. I'm going to break it down to everybody else, and we going to all get our kids back. And y'all about to see it happen. Watch what Psalm 27 said. Now, I didn't know my order was in my possession. I mean, was there when I taught the lesson. I didn't know. I was reading this to the people, and then God delivered for me. When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. See, God holds you up and blesses you in the midst of your enemies. Though an host, that means a whole army, should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. See, somebody can bring a whole war against you, just you. Not all, you and all your homies, just you. And God tells you to be confident. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after. Yea, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. It's funny that I got notice that my orders to get my kids back were there when I was in the house of the Lord. To behold the beauty of the Lord and to acquire in his temple. For, watch this, for in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret place of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. And now shall my head be lifted up above mine enemies round about me. See, I got enemies all around me that hate me, that laugh, that said, you ain't never gonna get your kids back. It ain't gonna happen. You gonna lose your affidavits, do nothing. Right? Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle the sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing praise unto the Lord. Right? So the thing is, guys, this is what I was teaching right before I got the orders to get my little guys back. See, people say, David, how in the world you help other people if you didn't get yours back yet? Well, God has blessed me to get over 56 kids back, I think now. I stopped counting correctly, so sometimes I round down. God allowed me to get over 56 kids back. By God, right? By the knowledge he gave me. So there's a lot of families that's happy right now. And there's thousands of others. See, I'm going to tell y'all something. These people are running away from our notice, and they don't want you to get millions of dollars for them taking your kids. Y'all realize all the parents getting their kids back and all the financial orders of how much they have to pay is going to be so much there's not going to be enough money for them to pay it. So you better get your affidavits finished and default them and do your process fast, because Trump is admitting, yeah, they're taking kids. Yeah, they're doing it unlawful. I just showed y'all where Trump put an executive order that they're unnecessarily removing kids, and we need attorneys to let the parents' voices be heard. I got people who talk to Trump directly about this situation and his wife, right? Or I have a person who talked to Trump face to face about what's going on. Talked to his wife, and they started believing what was happening. Why? Not just because of David Jose, but because of all the people who have been standing up and Trump witnessing this stuff and watching us. So now Trump came out and told the truth. You got negative Nancy's who don't do a dang thing, who will not put out an affidavit, freaking crying like, oh, I think Trump did something wrong. Yep, they didn't answer, you got a default. No, Trump ain't do nothing wrong. Trump is exposing these clowns as what they are. There ain't a dang president that ever stood up and said CPS was taking kids. Freaking Bill Clinton helped write the freaking law, pass the law that his silly wife and the lady in the CPS movement online on Facebook, they all did it together. So the very people who had enough knowledge to help us ain't never tried to tell us none of the stuff that God allowed us to see. Louis Ewing came out and said, David Jose, if you don't pay me, you'll never win. You'll never get your kids back. You'll never help anybody win a case. Nobody will ever win listening to your stuff. And God let me get way... Look, this dude says he's a tribal lawyer. God let me get way more kids back than him. Way more. People know me as somebody who helped get kids back by God. It's the glory of God and the power of God that did it. But he used me when this dude been studying law forever. I only been here for a little while. And y'all see kids coming back and people coming on here saying, oh yeah, Dave helped me get the kids back, the affidavits. There's people who got their kids back right now who ain't telling that they got their kids back, waiting for stuff or whatever, used my affidavits, got their kids back, and there's those of us who know what happened, and they ain't really talking that much, but they got their kids back just recently because of the work that God allowed us to put together. So what am I saying, guys? I'm saying you got clowns who will tell you what you can't do. I'm a nobody, a nothing from the ghetto. I didn't go to school to learn a dang law. God put me through the study and gave me all that information, right? Gave me all the information to be able to stand and fight and show y'all. I begged God on my ashy knees. God, show me how to free the people. I don't want the people crying over their dang kids. God, I don't want to just get mine back, God, like a sellout, kiss these people's butt and everybody else don't get theirs. God, show me every single thing that these people are doing. I'll go through it. I'll suffer. I'll do whatever I gotta do to be able to learn, God. And God, he held me to it. He's like, all right, you're going to be a gangster. You're going to be tough then, because I'm going to let you suffer and not see your kids, and you're going to study. Right? You're going to study and then you're going to show the people. See, there was a scripture in Isaiah 49 where God explains how he'll raise somebody up from their mother's womb. I was wondering, like, God, why didn't I make it to the NFL? I could have been a beast on the field, tearing people up. That wasn't what God had for me. And then I'm like, God, am I going to do anything big for you in my life, or I'm just going to die? Right? And then God, stop all my business, all my money making, all my teaching people business, all my hot riding, all that stuff. Lets my little guys get removed from me, and then he teaches me the law like no attorney could ever teach me. There is no attorney in America that can teach me what God showed me. When it comes to these dang laws, where it says in the dang law that they're not supposed to take your kids, I prayed to God and asked him to show me, and he directed me to where it was. I get this feeling in myself like, go study the Social Security Act like you study the Bible. Then I see in the Social Security Act it says you're not supposed to be taking people's kids. Then I do the same thing with ASFA, the big bad ASFA that all the attorneys are like, oh, ASFA says they can take your kids. No, it don't. ASFA says you ain't even supposed to interfere with people's private family affairs. Right? So the thing is, when you use ASFA, you still got to use the 1935 Act that created CPS and use all of that. You can't just change ASFA and say, oh, well, now you can go take kids, when the original statute said nobody is supposed to be taking kids against their parents' objections. So why ain't attorney tell us that? So God has given us victory. God loves y'all. God cares about you. God wants you to have your kids. He's showing you all this dirty, corruption and fraud. He's getting men who have been in the world to stand up for you. He's letting people like the president become a nursing father and his wife become a nursing mother, turning these things down. That's right. Man, I'm telling y'all, I fell down to a broken heart. I gave away one of my favorite hot rod cars. Made a mistake, gave away one of my hot rod cars, got rid of a lot of my stuff, downsized, had to trust God to build me back up, shut down a lot of my business so that I could fight, right? Stop focusing on making money and doing all this stuff that you have to do in life to be a good man. I shut it down and I bust my butt learning law hours and hours and hours a day. There was a guy named Carl Lentz who I gave money to try to help learn. And before the first day I talked to him, I gave him $300 before we even talked. I don't give a freak about money. I'll pay for wisdom and knowledge. But the gentleman, we had a fight because I realized that he wasn't giving me the whole truth, and he would always yell, mother effer, something, are you just stupid? You should just know the law. You should just know how to be a man. So the dude was trying to clown and wouldn't give the knowledge that was necessary to win. I'm like, dude, I'll give you whatever. I'll give you the shirt off my back. I sent the dude tools, sent him more money. And the thing is that he would never give all the information or slow down enough to even hear what was wrong, right? So then sometimes he'll give the wrong information. Then he admitted that he knew that his stuff wasn't working anymore. And so I told him, I said, listen, man, one day I asked him, I said, hey, so did you get your kids back by making a claim? He got pissed because he knew what I was doing, and I knew what I was doing. And so Carl Lentz, yeah. So what ended up happening was me and Carl had a battle. And he called me on the phone with some silly dude. And he's like, oh, yeah, some dude is trying to tell me the law. And by that time, I learned enough about the law to realize this dude don't know what the freak he's talking about. I give you money to help me learn. Why the freak you got this dude on the phone with me talking stupid who don't know the law and saying the wrong thing? I correct the guy. Then Carl comes and corrects the guy like, yeah, actually, David's right. I'm like, so why you spend 10 minutes letting this dude badger me and talk to me about something that was not right? Right? So what ended up happening was me and Carl Lentz are talking. And he's like, oh, well, David, you never even gave me money. And I'm like, man, what the freak you talking about? I gave you money before we met. Then he started trying to yell and get loud over me like he does everybody. I told him, I said, dude, you got the wrong freaking guy. Like, you can get gangster. Don't let this light voice fool you. You can get gangster with all these other people, but you really don't want to talk to me like that because I'm not your punk. I'm not soft like that. And it ain't going to roll the way you think it is. So we had our little get up, right? And then I put him in his place and he hung up on me, right? Before he hung up on me, he said, I don't give a F if you ever get your kids again. You ain't going to get your kids because I know the law and this, that, and nobody else knows. I said, bro, God is going to show me the law where I know the common law and the law better than you. I'm going to know it and be able to use it. I don't need you or anybody else to give it to me. I told the same thing to Lewis Ewing when they talk trash. I'm like, Lewis, you think I need you to learn the law? I got the God of heaven on my side. I really roll with him. He's going to teach me. Now I realize it might have to be a battle and I might hurt a little bit, right? I might cry some days, but God is going to teach me. And I have taught things to the law community now that no attorney, no Carl Lentz, no Lewis Ewing has been able to teach. And I've been able to humbly sit before powerful people like Chris Hallett, David Strait, Michi Slay, Malika, Francesca Amato, Robert Slavin, right? I've been able to humbly sit before good people who got good hearts, who ain't full of all this cockiness and this bull. And so the funny thing is I'm the little nobody, the nothing, and I didn't go through studying law for 8 years or 5 years or 10 years or nothing like that. God gave me a couple of years and showed me more than all these so-called big guru mean guys put together. And so am I saying that to brag? Heck no, because it's God. And if I'm going to brag on anything, I'm going to brag on God. Because God is the one who gave me the truth. right? And that's the thing, yeah, the common law. And so I've been showing y'all a lot of things with common law. I got another video, if the Lord wills, that's coming out that's going to show you with their own stuff how the common law works and how you've been duped out of being the people, which is the highest standing you could have. In government, anything, the people are the highest and hold all political power. And they're not showing you that you're not a statutory creature. So when they start taking your kids, they start charging you as a statutory entity. They're not telling you. They'll say, "Oh, you non-custodial parent." It's like, no, I'm Dave. Right? No, I'm Dave. It's me. I'm one of the people. Look, dude, I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm right here in front of you. And see, that's the funny thing is a lot of people get silly and they have you going around talking about I am the living man with blood going through my veins. And I walketh up and down the street and I breathe real oxygen. Right? They got you saying all that stuff. And really, I'm just one of the people. Right? I'm one of the people as in the preamble of the state constitution. I hold all power. Right? I am independent. Y'all, I'm going to show y'all something that the same people who changed the law in the law books are the same people who tried to change the text in the Bibles. Tried. And what they do is they come up with literary works to try to make it look like the words or definitions are not the same. So they're changing them. So I'm going to show y'all how we catch them. And I'm going to show y'all using the state constitutions how it is a dictionary, just like God uses the Bible as a dictionary. The state constitutions say some things that let you guys know that the lawyers are some freaking liars. See, the lawyers say, oh, when the people come together in compact, they no longer have rights except for as a whole. Really? So then why does it say that all men and the people are free and independent? What's that independent mean? Free means not bound. You're not bound by the government as the people, and you are independent. Independent of the government, independent of the will of every other man. They can't just say, hey, I want you to wear a mask. Well, if I'm not working for you with consent as an employee, you can't tell me to wear a mask. Sorry. I'm one of the people, right? That's the highest status. They don't want you to know it. Some people will tell you, well, just say you're a man or a woman. Well, man or woman is fine, but the people is what they swear to not trample in the Constitution, right? All political power is inherent in the people. That's right, Derek. So the thing is, guys, they don't want to tell us that we are free and independent. They don't want you to see that in your constitutions, because if you see that whole hoax that they say, well, you only have rights as a people collectively, and when you collectively come together through your legislature only can you make law for the people. The legislature don't make law for the people. The legislature makes law for persons. Yeah, don't play. Right? There's a difference between the people and the persons, as Derek just said. Persons deal with personnel, government officials. People are the ones who have all political power. You don't govern the people, you govern persons who agree to be part of your state and be bound by the statutes thereof and the laws and the Constitution. That happens when you get hired. The people don't swear ever as private people to uphold the Constitution or the state statutes. When did one of y'all ever swear that you were going to uphold the state statute? When did you ever put in writing that you were going to uphold it? But I bet you, if you get hired, you say, I promise to uphold the Constitution of the United States and this state and the laws of this state. Y'all better, I'm telling y'all. So when Trump told you that this was a statutory system and the statutory timelines and guidelines, he's letting you know that CPS are only supposed to be messing with those who are inside of the government. Right? Y'all got me going off at 2 something in the morning. Right? I'm hyped up. But the thing is, if this video made sense to you, let me know. If you want me to drop that video about the common law, let me know. I am new. I haven't been here long. Um, well, you're going to hear a lot of good stuff. You know, you're going to see a lot of good stuff. Trump just laid some freaking fire. I just laid some fire in the video. If you are willing to go back and look at it and see it, it's going to be good. We got some videos that we did the other day. Got some videos on YouTube at Dave Cares for You. I got some haters that love us so much. They are on every video. They watch the whole thing all the way through. I'm like, dude, I couldn't watch somebody that I didn't like for 2 hours. I get long-winded, right? I'm like one of them dang preachers in the South, right? I just don't have no sweat rag. Y'all got to put some money together and get me like $1.99 sweat rag so I can start teaching or whatever and do like the preachers in down south. They're like, you know, we got to understand that the Lord loves you. And we got to see that, and they wipe the sweat off their head. We got to see that Dave talks so long that you know that God is going to have to relieve us and the kids going to come back. Y'all got to forgive me, man. I get a little crazy. You too, Becky. You know, 224 in Cali. I'm going back to Cali. Do. Y'all know that beat. Everybody in the hood. Oh, yeah, y'all. If anybody wants to donate, look, I don't take money from nobody. Y'all know that. I don't let people finance my life, whatever. I don't charge people for affidavits. I don't charge people for all this stuff. I just teach it. I spend money like crazy, give out a ton of stuff. I see that I'm at the end of my struggle now, and God is bringing me the victory. Like I said, today I got to teach a Bible lesson. At the same time, Trump came out with an executive order smashing CPS. And at the same time, I got the actual orders, the physical copy from the tribunal, federally authorized tribunal, to get my little guys back. Right? Do the Harlem Shake, but my shoulders can't move right now because I don't want to mess up the video. Oh my gosh. But yeah, y'all can. Anybody who wants to send me a watermelon, now you ain't sending me a watermelon because I can't trust some of y'all because some of y'all working with the bad guys. So anybody who wants to give a love offering for watermelons for Dave, I'll even take video of me eating the watermelon tomorrow for y'all. That would be a nice gift, actually. Watermelon is good, actually. I've been eating a lot of it lately. Very healthy. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you guys for coming on. I want to say thank you guys for all of you who stood up and fought, and all of you who've been side by side making stuff happen. Those of you who fought through the lies of the trolls and continue to believe, continue to stand when I told y'all kids was going to come back 2 years ago. And people like Lewis Ewing was like, no kids are going to come back. Carl Lentz thought that I would never be able to do it. And it ain't going to happen because I'm not him. And God, I've seen him get a couple of kids. I think one lady had like 9 kids or something, or 6 kids or something. And a couple other people that I hear he helped get kids back. God has let me be at 56, I think, or so right now. 56 or higher, but I'm downgrading to 56, right? That's pretty okay. Like God let me do. I remember when I was begging God for one victory. I'm like, God, let me have just one victory so that I can so that I can know everything is working and that I'm going in the right direction. The very first day was November 11th, 2018. 9 kids, one family, same day. So God allowed that first 9 kids to come back from somebody who watched my stuff and used it. This is how powerful it is. That person who used what I taught got 9 kids back, and she had the same judge that jacked my kids. How powerful is that? Same attorney who was my wife's attorney. So what does that show you guys? That shows you that sometimes, people like, David, well, if you're a good law person, why didn't you win yet? Well, when you look at God and you look at Egypt wanted to kick God's people out. But God wanted a big victory. God wanted a lot of people to win. God didn't want just a few people to get out of Egypt. God didn't want it to be a small win. God wanted a slaughter. He was trying to kill the Egyptians. He was mad. So sometimes God will, when your enemy wants to let you off because your enemy realizes, oh shoot, is getting a little deep, it's getting heavy, God will harden their heart and say, nope, keep holding them. Hold them some more. Because God want to get them. So God don't like this trafficking stuff. God don't like what they're doing to these kids. God don't like this rape of the kids. So It is a light thing if God should raise me up to be able to fight on behalf of others and show them how good God is, to be able to teach lessons to people so that they gain their faith back and their trust in God, and they want to be with him and they want to roll with him, and they understand that their kids coming back had to do with him. You know, I'm a nothing. So if I'm a nothing and I point you to God and you realize that all this stuff that we went through, all this battle, all this praying, man, y'all, I done fasted so freaking so much during this time. Oh my gosh, right? Fool around and be fasting for like 45 days straight, eating just vegetables, right? Hungry as heck, like, man, can I just have a piece of meat, right? Can I just have a little piece of steak, like something, right? But you know you're doing this for a purpose. So God strengthens you and builds you up, and it's for the people. That's right, Yvonne. It's for the people, right? God wanted the people free. So that's right. It's nothing to suffer a little bit if we all have our kids back. Can you imagine how good that's going to feel? Your kids come back, God restores you. You have that joy. You realize that God was thinking about you the whole time. He held you the whole time, lifted you up the whole time. And now your enemies who thought they were going to crush you get to see you have the benefit right in your face. Before I'm off this video for 30 minutes, I might not be off this video for 30 minutes. You probably going to have my haters already saying, there's no way Dave's going to get his kids back. Don't listen to him, please. Crying, right? Broken. Like we've been telling y'all we're going to shut this dude down for 2 years and we're going to destroy him. That's right. You think you got to have a lawyer, but you don't need one. God got you, right? God is showing us too much wisdom and knowledge. Then they had some nerve. They let us stay at home, talk about some COVID, and we got a chance to study the law more and share stuff like crazy. They're like, man, we're going to just have to shut your Facebook down. Michi just commented on your post I'm sharing to all groups. Yeah, Michi, he's a guy who, he grew up, his mom grew up on the same street as my mom in Detroit. I was praying to God, asking for somebody to help me learn new things in law. Michi helped me with this Administrative Procedures Act, really put me on game, you know, and that really enhanced my knowledge. But I prayed to God and asked for somebody. God gave me Michi. Michi, this is what Michi said to me. David Slay. Now, you know, his dad's name, I believe, is David Slay. But he was telling me, David Slay. He said, boy, God didn't give you that name David for no reason. Go slay. Tear this giant down, you know? So I had a lot of encouragement and strength and building from people who God sent to me, like David Straight, Chris Hallett, Michi Slay, you know? But the thing is that, see, I'm a young dude from the ghetto, right? And God has allowed us to have all this victory. God has allowed my stuff to go to Trump. God has allowed us to school attorneys nationwide. Y'all see, like, attorneys really don't want that smoke. You know, like, I'll try to get attorneys to come on my page to argue now because God has given me such a settled understanding of what's happening and how they're committing fraud. That I'm like, hey, attorneys, come on my page and talk some junk now, right? The first couple of days when I was learning the law, you have attorneys, guardian ad litems, judges sneaking on my page from across the country like, don't listen to this guy. He doesn't completely understand. Now I can't pay an attorney to come on my page. They don't want it. They don't want that fight. They understand, like, you're not going to get this dude, right? You know, I had a couple of attempts on my life. They just, you know, people are like, look, let's just remove him from the face of the earth. We don't want to fight. We don't want an open spectacle, right? And so now it's our turn, y'all. It's our turn for everybody to have their kids back. I'm telling y'all, Trump knows clearly what these people have done to us. Trump has been watching us. I'm pretty sure Trump saw when I said, Trump, when you deal with CPS and them stealing kids or whatever, it'll be really good because I can clearly see that they did the same thing with false accusations with you in impeachment, right? Let's deal with this job. Yep, it's some genuine people out here, Derek, for real, you know? Some people get mad at people because people charge. I'm like, dude, it's like freaking, Wendy's, McDonald's, right? Have it Burger King, have it your way. I don't eat that type of food no more. I ain't had McDonald's in, shoot, probably a decade maybe. Don't eat that stuff. But the thing is that when I can have something fast, quick, and easy, especially when it deals with wisdom, if you got wisdom, I don't mind paying. I don't give a freak. Not having wisdom is a killer and destroys your life and makes you lose hair on the top, right? It make you get a lot of gray hair, right? You stress out because you don't have wisdom, right? Then there's some people who get gray hair because they have wisdom, right? But the thing is that for me, I'm like, look, I don't give a freak if somebody charged or not. I just want to freaking learn the truth and be able to apply it, right? But we've done the hard work. We've got everything out there. We fought like crazy. We went through the trolls who are lying and working with Epstein and committing fraud and doing all types of shady stuff and trying to trick y'all into believing that you should not do affidavits. After all this, Trump heard exactly what we were saying. He's seen the affidavits. He knows the truth. He knows what's happening. Yep, it don't come easy. If it come easy, it ain't worth it. So I used to want to give up on learning new stuff. I just wanted to do business, make money, hang out with my family, barbecue all the time, and freaking make more money and teach other people how to make money, right? That's what I did for fun. But then I told God one time, I said, God, you know I'm bored. Like, all I do is make money, go to church, teach people at church, come back home, teach business, make more money, and that's it. Like, I drive my fast cars and have fun, but I'm bored. And right after that, he gave me something to work on, right? He's like, here, I'll give you something to learn, right? So I'm thankful for it, though. I'm thankful for the battle. I'm thankful for the fight. I know God is a redeemer. I know my little guys are going to be back soon. Of course, I'm going to have to take my orders and do the right process to get all that finished or whatever. So it comes how it comes. I ain't stressing. I ain't tripping. I don't worry. But I did get my orders today. Trump put out his order today. So I got the order to get my kids back today from the federal authorized tribunal. I got my, that's right. Well, I got to get some turbos from Chris. So I can have a faster car, right? So the thing is that got the order to get my kids back today. On the same day, I taught a lesson at a church. And on the same day, Trump put out his order to stick that fork in CPS. So if God ain't good, y'all, if God ain't good, and this ain't been no crazy good day yesterday, I don't know what is. So anyway, I'm gonna catch y'all later. Y'all stay out of trouble. Y'all be cool. If y'all can, get with Susan Cobb so she can put this on YouTube for me, so I can copy it and put it on my YouTube as well, so we can have this. You can use a federally authorized tribunal anywhere in the country. So you ain't got to worry about where it is. They lay out how these tribunals get their authority in Congress. So it is the highest law in their system. The common law is the highest law for us. And as we the people, they should only be using that. But in their legislative authority, the authority that we gave them as government, they came together and created this system that has been blowing the back out of a lot of wrong, right? And I think I'm the first person who has done it successfully, I think. So I'm happy. I'm cool with it. And I got thousands of other people with affidavits who are ready to follow right behind me. Oh, wait. I do have a girl who is in the Midwest who used my affidavits, and her attorney got a hold to my affidavits. And so she charged somebody $5,000 a day per child if they took the kids and gave them notice of the law. The attorney was like, hey, I'm going to use that affidavit to show that you gave them notice, and I'm going to sue them for all the money that they owe you. So she is now using the affidavits, the attorney, because they're so well set up and made out, which it came from God, because I ain't had nobody to teach me how to put everything together and what exactly to do. It's crazy because attorneys are now looking to use the affidavits to nail the snot out of all these people. So we might bankrupt, we might we might bankrupt some powerful players, right? Because we already got 2,000 affidavits that Fran put in to Trump. So those same 2,000 affidavits are active and legit and ready to go, and it's been 30 days, which the allowance for time for them was only 3 days. So if they don't make this right before people finish these affidavits and start hitting them, you're going to see a wealth transfer in America that's so heavy. I'm wondering if this is why they're running out of coinage. Because, man, y'all about to see some lawsuits hit so hard, and they're going to have to pay people. See, this ain't no thing where the government can just hide your stuff no more. No. Trump is telling he knows there's unlawful removals. So now the highest man in government, the chief executive officer, just put out that he knows they're jacking kids. He knows that they're unlawfully removing and hiding the voice of the parents. How does he know that they're hiding the voice of the parents? Because we put in affidavits showing the law with thousands of parents. That ain't never happened before in history, y'all. Nobody ever took thousands of affidavits, brought parents together, and got them to actually sign them, put them together in their words, and turn those affidavits in. That ain't never happened before. Never. So now we had about 2,000 a couple of days after the Fed comes out and says CPS is trafficking. I just showed y'all the article. So you can believe what you want to believe. You can roll with who you want to roll with. But some people are really getting remedy. Some people are seeing that our hard work is paying off and Trump is listening to us. And people are saying, there's no way Trump hears them. Okay. I used your affidavit with the 5,000 attached. That's right. So if you use that affidavit, there's a second step in the process where you put everybody's name on there and you're going to make it look like a court case. And you're going to do a private suit between you and them, and you're going to sue them in the private with the notary. After you sue them in the private with the notary, you're going to default them. And right after you sue them in private after 3 days, the contract is going to stand as true. They already established that the law was the law in the first affidavit when they didn't rebut that. But then they don't realize what you're doing to them. So then when you hit them with the second affidavit, if they don't rebut that one, they're establishing that they owe you money and they owe you your kids back, and they know they broke the law. And the law that you use is the law that tells you in the state constitution that they can't do what they're doing. And at the same time, in their law tells them they can't do what they're doing. So all that hits them together, they're going to get busted and they're going to owe you a lot of money. They owe me over $4 million. I'm going to just tell y'all. So, and the federal tribunal, the tribunal that's federally authorized, said, yes, they do owe you $20,000 a day. Yes, there is a contract. Yes, you did catch them slipping. Right? People are looking at my affidavits and they're like, David, this is so dumb. Why you put a commerce clause in there? That's not common law. I'm like, dude, I don't just rule over common law. I rule over the law of the air and the sea, like God told me in Genesis 1:26 through 28. So if you too stupid to use all your tools in the toolbox, cool, but I ain't that dumb. And so I use the common law in the declarations of rights. I use trust law when I explain, which is ecclesiastical, when I explain that you're trustees of mine and that as trustees, you can't interfere with my property rights and my individual rights in order to allow a company to take something from me. So I use trust law. And then on top of that, I use commerce in a slick way because I say, oh, you owe me $5,000 a day if you don't return my kids per kid, right? And then I did something else that I'm not going to say on live video. And when I put it all together, it activated the government's jurisdiction to be able to allow me to go after these people with pretty much the highest court that exists. That's fair. Okay? The highest court that exists, that's fair. And I ain't telling everybody what it is on live video right now either. Because the trolls are wondering, like, how do we call the highest court and tell them not to work with these guys? They're going to break our system, our trafficking system. Heck yeah. That's right. The notary presentment is a tricky thing. I'm going to tell y'all why. So when you look in Georgia Constitution 1877 as ratified without subsequent amendments, thanks Jonah. When you look in there, it's going to tell you that part of the judiciary is the commission notaries public. So when you put a jurat in your affidavit, when people see my affidavit and they see jurat, they're like, what's this jurat thing he putting? That must be some sovereign citizen stuff. No, a jurat is where an oath or affirmation is taken by an officer who is able, as a magistrate, to take your oath, which means that your documents become judicial. So you're really going through a case where you present them something from a notary who has sworn you in without going to a court building. So everybody's like, oh, I'm going to go down to the court building. I'm going to tell them this and I'm going to tell them that. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm going to sit outside this court. I'm going to create my own court of record and I'm going to send it to you and tell you in the text it's a court of record. And you're going to be too dumb to know what I'm doing to you as a government official because they don't even teach you the law. Then I'm going to use the notary to run a private case and you're not going to know that you're inside of a case. So your dumb butt going to ignore me and I'm going to laugh at you. Because when you ignore me, you automatically prevent yourself from ever being able to speak. But if you answer with your bad self, you get rid of all your immunity as a government official if you got any. You don't have any immunity anymore because you can only answer as a man or a woman under oath. No company can give an oath. So if you answer me, you put penalties on yourself and the potential for perjury. If you don't answer me, you just lose. If you answer me, you're going to lose. Right? Because you ain't got no law to fight my law. You can't fight my state constitution because you swore an oath to it. And I don't just say, hey, you have an oath. I'm giving you your oath. No, I show you where you swore that you can't take nothing from me. Yep. See, look at what Martha said. They ignored me and many have resigned. They resigned in Canada. They resigned here. They resigned in Arizona. Across the country, they've been resigning because they know they can't get around that. They're like, screw this. I'm leaving. Look. So it's so funny, y'all. When you hit them with the jurat, they're so stupid. All they know is an acknowledgement. So they get an acknowledgement from a notary, and they're like, oh, yeah, see, somebody's acknowledging that they saw somebody write a piece of paper. I'm like, no, I don't want that. I want to swear under oath that what I'm saying is true. And if you want to deny it, you got to swear under oath too. And you don't want to do that. So now you're going to fail, right? So the people thinking, why is he doing that? Why you got people, why does it say jurat? That must be sovereign citizen stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay. All right. Right? Then I got super bad in it. Y'all want to know what else I did? In the affidavit, if you read it, it says that no court can make a determination on these facts. No court. So the court can't make a determination on our agreement. Only what I specify in the contract can make a determination. That pisses them off because they work together in the courts to steal your kids. So they're thinking, well, look, dude, you make money down the line. I make money now. We just gonna bar them from getting remedy. Okay, play that game, player. But we got some party action for you. That junk ain't gonna work for long. So look, guys, if y'all wanna freaking bring that fire right now, you can use the process, finish off your affidavits, do the second one. That's a private suit. Do the third one, default them. They can no longer come back and argue, right? So then when you do your last part of the process with the tribunal from the congressionally authorized tribunal, there's nothing to argue. They already agreed with you and said that everything you said was true. They can't come back and fight. The court can't help them. They're in trouble. They're in big trouble. They were talking all that trash. I'm like, listen, dude, I don't give a freak about what you say, your little silly games. I'm going to sit here and build a case against you by your own foolishness and your own laws and your own stuff and everything you swore to, right? So you the one made the oath to follow the Constitution. There was no jury for you to take my kids. Your case lasts forever. Your Constitution, you swore not to have unnecessary delay and long cases. Speedy public trial. You can't use a private court. Come on, man. I got you, Martha. You in my PMA. We're part of the same PMA, so we can do this stuff together. See, you guys get to see what me and the people in my PMA do. I put a PMA there so we could talk about law in the private and nobody could come with this bullcrap like, he's practicing law without a license, right? They get all funny. We could talk all day and night. It's only $20 for a whole year, right? And I do that for protection for both of us because we're part of the same membership. But we talk about deep stuff in the law, and this stuff that Trump has seen, I can show y'all in the affidavit where Trump is saying the same thing that I put in the affidavit. The same thing that Fran and them put in front of them on notice, you can see Trump is saying in his executive order. So the thing is, guys, is we're having good success. We're having remedy. God is blessing us. Doors are opening. Your kids can come back now. Stop freaking doubting and take action. God has shown us how much he got our back and how much we can do. Guys, we done seen the miraculous. For 30 years, people been getting their kids stolen and couldn't get no remedy, nothing at all. Right? No remedy. And look at what God is doing. The victory is here. It's your chance. It's your chance. And get with me. Somebody said that they got 2 kids they're fighting for. I think that was Derek. Get with me, man. We can rock with it, roll with it. But the thing is, guys, all this time our people were hating on the affidavits, telling you why it wouldn't work. They didn't understand what I was doing and what I was putting in place. And I wasn't telling nobody until I went through the process and fell on the sword first. So the thing is, guys, I've always been that way. I did the affidavit first, and then I let other people start learning about it and seeing about it. I went through the whole process first, and I'm letting you guys see what's going on, and now I'm revealing to you what's happening. So people can doubt and hate and say what's not possible and what ain't gonna work and all this crap, but we're actually taking action and doing stuff. So I don't believe in that there's nothing you can do that's gonna make a change. No, I believe I got a big God, and every time I do something, God let gold go with it, right? He turns it into gold, right? Because it's his work. He's just using me. I'm just the vessel, right? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get off this video. I love y'all. Y'all stay out of trouble. Be cool. Peace. Let me tell you what else you got to do. If you want to join the PMA, I forgot to tell you, I'm sorry. You can tell me here, David, I want to join the PMA like Becky just did. $20 will be transferred through Messenger. So you need to hook up your Messenger so you can use your card through Messenger, or we can use Cash App. And you can pay through Cash App or Messenger. And then what we'll do is I'll add you to the group, but you got to tell me you want to be in here so I can communicate with you, because what happens is Facebook hides all the requests. So I'm sure there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who want to be in the PMA. They've seen people saying, I got my kids back. Do I guarantee everybody going to get their kids back? No, I can't guarantee results. I can't say what's going to happen. We're fighting against enemies. I can't tell you when you'll get your kids back, right? But what I can do is let you know that we have been consistently kicking butt, and a lot of us have gotten kids back. A lot of us. And y'all see I just got the order. So I went through a long, lengthy process. I ain't know all this stuff when I went through my fight. Thank God, too, though, because I would have never figured all this stuff out. If God would have gave me my kids back now, we wouldn't even be having this discussion about all this law stuff, and where nobody would have ever found the laws that show everybody that CPS wasn't supposed to be taking your kids in the first place. So God used me to do that. I'm just the dirty nobody nothing that he allowed with my ashy knees and my ashy elbows, right? I'm the one who he allowed to see it, and I'm giving him glory for what he allowed me to see and find and be able to give to all y'all. And government officials have been stumped nationwide trying to figure out how in the world we found that out. They ask people like this, what attorney gave you this information? How did you get this? Where are you going next? What are you going to do? What's your plan? Like, dude, who the freak you think you are? Talking about what's your plan. You gonna see what my plan is. You ain't gonna like it, right? Attorneys all over the nation, y'all been spooked. Like, how do I defeat this? What's your goal with all this? What's next, right? It's for my little sis. Oh, it's for my sis, but she's 24, child-minded, and don't understand. Okay. Well, yeah, you can fight, man. Don't worry. You can fight. But anyway, I love the heck out of you guys. Y'all be cool. Stay out of trouble. Let's kick some butt and let's continue to win. Let's get some big affidavits going. Please stop listening to these dumb trolls who don't offer y'all no help, saying, David Jose is not real. He's fake. He's dumb. I done gave y'all law that you ain't never seen before, that no attorney gave you for free. I don't charge y'all for nothing. I don't. So understand that I'm just trying to help you. I put my life on the line to help you. I done went through crazy stress, sometimes sleepless nights. Like now, I got so hyped up about what was in the law. today, or the not the law, the executive order, that I just wanted to get up and do a video for y'all in the middle of the night. I could be asleep right now, right? I could be asleep, relaxing, chilling, but y'all too important. I'm like, man, everybody go ask people if they want to come on. If they want to come on and they want to watch the video, then I'll go do the video right now, because it's that important. Y'all been waiting for remedy. Some of y'all done went to bed sad over the kids. Some of y'all have been crying and broken and hurt over the kids. So God wants for you to have that comfort. So it's my job to get my butt up and show the truth and be there for y'all, and for us to fight together and do the dang thing, do the work, and get it going. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and get off now. Catch y'all later. Love y'all. Please give me some feedback in the video. Say, David, this video is okay. David, this video is cool. David, this video sucked. David, you ugly. Whatever you got to say. Let's get it out in the comments. All right? Thank you so much, Becky. I appreciate it. All right. I will catch y'all later. Y'all be cool. Peace.